My name's Duncan Anderson and I'm the minister of a Presbyterian church over at Manly on the northern beaches of Sydney, and I'm part of the Refocus conference organising team. This is our fourth Refocus conference, and this year the topic that we're going to be looking at is healthy presbyteries and healthy assemblies. Now look, I can see why at one level that perhaps doesn't seem like the most riveting topic, or perhaps not quite as exciting as some of the topics that we've looked at in previous years. But I've had some really positive experiences in presbyteries, which really makes me hope for what and aspire and get excited, I suppose, about what our presbyteries can be. And I just wanted to, I suppose, tell you about some of them so that you can be excited about what our presbyteries can be as well. I remember when I was first inducted as a Presbyterian minister and I was heading off to my first General Assembly and sort of not really quite knowing what to expect. You sort of heard different stories and things, and a number of ministers from the presbytery I was at the time offered to, invited me to sit next to them for a session or two sessions so they could sort of quietly whisper to me explanations of what was going on when there was sort of meeting procedure that I wasn't quite used to. I've been part of a presbytery where the different churches in the presbytery have come up with cooperative arrangements for staffing and resourcing and sharing together in church camps and sharing together in all sorts of ways, not with any sort of ego attached, but just working together for the sake of the gospel. I've been part of a presbytery where I got just the most encouraging phone calls and other support at a time when I was going through a slightly difficult patch in ministry, and it was in the most sincere and genuine and supportive way that I'm sure I'll probably treasure it for basically the rest of my life. I've been part of a presbytery where, to avoid any sort of unnecessary thinking out loud or time wasting in presbytery meetings, the members of presbytery have collaborated for days, via emails back and forth to sort out tricky situations and the best way to approach that sort of situation. And look, simply being a member of presbytery has given me the opportunity to see some really great examples of servant-hearted, conscientious gospel ministry that's been a wonderful encouragement to me in so many ways. I've been greatly encouraged by being part of presbytery, and it gives me a real optimism about what our presbyteries can be. One of the questions we've had this year is, who is the Refocus Conference of 2019 for? I realise that not everyone in our denomination has a seat on presbytery, or not everyone in our denomination has a seat on assembly. They're a presbytery elder or an assembly elder or anything like that. But if you, say, work in a church, or you have a ministry position in a church, you're a ministry leader or something like that, presbyteries have a great potential to really encourage your ministry, even if you're not directly there. It's really important that we all know how they work, that we all know what they are, and there's lots of ways that we can encourage them to be as healthy and as good as they can be, even if we're not at them. Finally, what if you're not even a Presbyterian? Well, you're obviously thinking about it. This is a unique opportunity for you to come along and get a bit of insight into how this biblical model of church governance really works. And so I'd really encourage you to come along too and find out a little bit more about Presbyterian presbyteries and assemblies. I'm really looking forward to Refocus this year. I hope you can come along and join us.